Still in Nigeria, the village of Makoko, sometimes called the Venice of Africa, floats on a lagoon in the heart of Lagos. But unlike Venice, Makoko's houses are built on sticks, and dugout canoes are the main form of transportation. And while the government is pushing to tear down the watery slum, the community is building a floating school for Makoko's children. Here's Heather Murdock.
A fish cannot live on land, Makoko residents are fond of saying, and neither can we. A canoe takes a visitor through the watery alleyways to open water just outside the residential area, where women sell fish under a bridge. Like dozens of other people, ZANU LUCIEN sits under the cover of what is expected to be Makoko's new floating school to avoid the rain. This community, she says, is over 100 years old.
I am waterborne. My mother is a fish seller. My father is a fisherman. I learned how to sell fish from my mother, and now I have 2 children in college.
But many children in Makoko don't go to school at all, says David SHEMEDE, the chairman of the local Community Development Association.
When we request, they come build this one. And this, the one that they build is not okay for us. We still need more school in our community because we still have many children without going to school.
SHEMEDE is quick to say that despite the lack of schools, Makoko residents will never choose to leave the lagoon. He says the government is trying to tear down Makoko as part of a plan to make Lagos more appealing to businesses and tourists. Emmanuel SHEMEDE, the Makoko traditional chief and David SHEMEDE's brother, says last year some residents were ordered to leave but refused to go. One person was killed in clashes that erupted, and now residents and city planners are fighting it out in court.
We are begging Governor Fashola to leave this community. We are satisfied. Leave us and don't demolish our homes.
But on nearby dry land, the government development policy is popular. Locals say when the city tears down slums, it replaces them with safer, cleaner homes connected to city services. Friday ORUERIO is a litigation officer in Ikoyi, an upscale island district. He says in recent years, city planners have built up schools, developed mass transit, and made the city safer for everyone.
They see any building that is getting depopulated, as in it's getting old and there's a crack on that building, they pull that building down to save life. Because so many buildings have collapsed and so many people have lost their life with that.
But here on Makoko's waterways, locals say tearing down their homes would also mean tearing apart their way of life, because, after all, a fish cannot live on land. Heather Murdock for VOA News, Makoko.